The reason why it's not as elementary, even though I get your logic and it makes total sense. Player A is better than player B and player C. Logic. I get that. I get that 100%. No question about that. 100% I get that. But then when you turn around, Mars, and you'll tell me that this guy is better at basketball than this guy. Well, how do we know that? Well, we know that by matching those two guys up.
Derrick Rose relied a lot on athleticism. He had skill, but that jump shot wasn't consistently always there. He was getting to the rim. That three ball definitely wasn't always there. He was getting to the rim, attacking the basket. That's fine. But Jamal Murray is the better offensive player, in my opinion. Playmaking, I'm going to have to go back and actually see what Derrick Rose is doing playmaking-wise. I know Jamal Murray isn't the best playmaker, but he's definitely an underrated playmaker, in my opinion. I'm taking Jamal Murray.
Okay.
Which means you think hold on. What do you mean Jamal Murray isn't the best playmaker?
Would you say, Mars?
You think Jamal Murray is better than John Morant because you took Derrick Rose over John?
Do I think Jamal Murray is better than John Morant? I mean, right now, yeah.
Okay.
Styles wait a minute, fights, man. I was just about to say that, Ticket, because what Mars trying to do, Mars trying to trip you up with words. Because I think this dude better than this dude does not mean he better than that dude. No,
yeah,
that's not the way that works.
That is how it works.
No,
it's not. We're comparing you to one player, and you're worse than this one player, but the other person is better than this.
No, that's not the way it works.
That would directly make you better than the other person. That's exactly how it works.
Yeah, I didn't like the style.
That's exactly how that works. That's exactly how that works.
Mars, if I think
Dwayne Wade is better than James Harden, and then I also think that Michael Jordan is better than Dwayne Wade, I also think Michael Jordan is better than James Harden. That's just how that works. Like, I don't know what you want to say. That's how that works.
Okay, that is fair, but I could also think that Dwayne Wade is better than James Harden, and Michael Jordan is better than James Harden, but Dwayne Wade ain't better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. That would be Michael Jordan 1, Dwayne Wade 2, James Harden 3. No matter how I spin it, James Harden will be the worst. If player A is better than player B and player B is better than player C, that would mean without ever comparing them, player A is also better than player C. That's how that works.
That's okay. That is a fact.
L basketball.
Okay,
I wasn't trying to do that.
That part does make sense, but I'm just trying to make sense because it sounds like it's a play on words and it sounds like it's a spin on words. Because if I think this you better than him, right? Does that automatically mean you better than him? And if John Morant if John Morant is on the list, is he higher than Jamal Murray? That's the only way that works. Is if he thinks John Morant is better than Derrick Rose, right? If he thinks Derrick Rose is better than John Morant, and he thinks Jamal Murray is better than John Morant. Well, where are these guys on the list? That's the question.
John Morant would be last on the list. That's all it was.
He
has John Morant below Derrick Rose, but he has Jamal Murray above Derrick Rose. That would mean Jamal Murray has to be better than John Morant. And that's all that's just
that's not more is like the logic is there. We all get it. The logic not how it works when you're comparing two guys.
That is how that's how it always works. I'm sorry. I'm not about to have this conversation. I'm sorry. That's how it works.
It works like
that. That's how it works. I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why we're doing this.
When we're actually breaking down two separate players, two separate entities, it doesn't always work like that. But go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, because people are inconsistent.
Well, no, I'm just saying
that's how it needs to work.
I mean, I see what Mars was saying. It made sense when Mars asked me. It made perfect sense. I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Derrick Rose, John Morant. Like you see that, Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose is here, John's here, and I have the next guy here, automatically better than what I thought John Morant was. John Morant is lower on the totem pole by default. Like that's just how it is.
Well, look though, Dom. So first people saying that's not math. That is math. That's actually like one of the laws of math. I can't remember exactly what it is, but that is actually math. So
logically,
but that's not how it works. So so for instance, us down here on the bottom, like if we're talking about matchups, like LeBron might be better than me. He could beat me, and let's say I could beat Chilltown, but Ron can't beat Chilltown. You know what I'm saying? That happens a lot when it's matchups. So if we're talking about on paper, it looks like that, but that's not how basketball works. That's how
we weren't talking about matchups.
Well, I mean that's
That's the issue. If we're talking about
but
matchups,
that's how we work that out.
The question was who's the better player. The better player.
But that's how that works out. That's how that works out, Mars. If LeBron can beat me and I can beat Chilltown, that means LeBron's better than me. And if I can beat Chilltown, that means I'm better than Chilltown. But maybe Ron can't get with Chilltown because of different aspects of basketball, because that's how humans are. You know, we got like, you know,
Damo, you fighting
funny
that?
about that, Damo,
you fighting that?
This guy, wait, bro, this went so far left.
But that's I'm saying
I need this to be a TikTok clip because there's no way you guys.
That's just simply how basketball works.
Hey, Mars, I understand the ABC logic. I think. I understand the ABC logic, Mars. I think Olajuwon is better than Ewing, so that means he's also better than David Robinson because David Robinson is better than Ewing. I get that part. That part does make sense. Okay, yeah. I get that, but I'm thinking to myself, if like Big Ox just mentioned, Ox might be better than me, but he lost to Ron, but I'm better than Ron. So I mean, is that always the case?
We're not talking about one-on-one. See, this is the thing.
Okay.
Ox has his little list of players who will take over James Harden, and that's a perfect way of saying that. I know. You'll hear my point, and that's perfectly fine. There's different play styles that are more beneficial to a certain situation. That doesn't make you a better player. When the question is who's the better player, the logic I just laid out is the only logic that can apply consistently. It's not about a matchup. It's about who's the better player. If Ja Morant is worse than Derrick Rose, but Jamal Murray is better than Derrick Rose, you can't logically say that Ja Morant is better than Jamal Murray. That wouldn't add up.
You can though, because who you think's better subjective. I'm not listening. Because who you think's better subjective. I'm not doing this. Because who you think's better subjective. You might think Derrick Rose is better than Westbrook, but then you might think Westbrook's better than James Harden. But then you might think James Harden's better than Derrick Rose.
That's called inconsistency.
And I will call you crazy.
That's called inconsistency.
That's not called inconsistent. How are you?
I'm not doing it. You know, you guys are right. You guys are right.
I said, hold on, Ron. I said I have Derrick Rose over Ja Morant.
Right.
Then I said I have Jamal Murray over Derrick Rose.
Right.
Mars asked me, okay, so do you have Jamal Murray over Ja Morant? Because you have Derrick Rose over Ja Morant, because you have Jamal Murray over Derrick Rose. And I said, yes, Mars. Out of all three players, Jamal Murray is at the top. If we're just talking about skill, the best basketball player, not one-on-one matchups, not who impacts the game more, not who helps their teammates more, just simply who's the better basketball player based on their skill sets. Jamal Murray, Derrick Rose, Ja Morant.
Right.
That was it.
So what I want to know is this. What I want to know is this: if you're talking about that way, how does the fact that I'm gonna go back to the same three. If Ron can beat me, I could beat Chilltown, but Ron can't beat Chilltown. If Ron cannot fuck with Chilltown, how is he better? Please,
basketball's not a one-on-one game. That's why.
I'm about to say,
Mars.
Wait.
Go ahead, Damo. I'm sorry.
Does a one-on-one basketball game automatically make somebody better than somebody?
No, it does not.
I'm not necessarily talking about just one-on-one. I'm talking about if I know that, like, even in 5-on-5, even in 5-on-5, it doesn't have to be one-on-one. So when I say matchup, that doesn't mean that we're the only ones on the court. I'm talking about if I know that I can't win this matchup, but I can win that matchup.
There's another 4 people on the floor that might make Ron's matchup with your team more difficult. Like, I don't know what to say.
That's a different conversation. That's just a different conversation than what we're having.
Can we move on?
Mars, wait a minute. Hold on for a second, Mars. This is not as elementary as you say it is because the reason why it's not as elementary, even though I get your logic and it makes total sense. Player A is better than player B and player C. Logic. I get that. I get that 100%. No question about that. 100% I get that. But then when you turn around, Mars, and you'll tell me that this guy is better at basketball than this guy. Well, how do we know that? Well, we know that by matching those two guys up.
Well, you compare the players.
Right, you do compare the players.
But if they played in a different era, you can't match them up. Like, you'll never see the matchup. You just compare the players based on what they did against who they did. Like, you're not putting them in like the same game and seeing who plays better. You can't do that. So it's just about their skill sets, what they did in their time versus what this player did in their time, and then you see who did better against their competition, and then you say that player is better. That's perfectly fine. My whole point is People are just trying to validate inconsistencies right now. That's all that's happening. Because if you're
No,
trying to say
no, we're not, Mars.
that's what that is.
No, we're not.
Maybe
Mars,
not
I get
you.
your logic.
Ron just validated an
player
inconsistency
B,
and said it's
which means he's
fine.
better than player C.
And like that just
I
doesn't make
get
sense. If I'm saying Shaq is better than Hakeem, if I'm saying Shaq's better than Hakeem, but then I say Hakeem is better than Kareem, Shaq would have to be better than Kareem as well. That's just how it would have to work to be consistent. I can't say Kareem is better than Shaq, but Hakeem's better than Kareem, but Hakeem's not better than Shaq. That doesn't make sense. Like, there's no way you can logically make those arguments without just being inconsistent and tying yourself into a hole. That's the whole point I'm making. And if you think you can do that, that would explain why some people's lists are messed up.